Man, what's up? What's happening, everybody? You already know who it is, and what day it is. It's your boy Q Walker, aka Nephew Q. If your first time tuning in to Beyond the Game, where we talk about everything, all things, sports, entertainment, in between. As you know, Ralph is over doing his hair in the
Hello,
camera.
bro.
I don't know what he got going on
It's
over.
crazy, bro.
But anyways, man, we got my guy Ralph over here to my left. Y'all right? Go and introduce yourself real quick for the people one time.
What's up, world? What's up, world? Let's get to it, man. A lot of
And
great topics today.
we got a lot to get into, and we got some members from the BTG group page kicking it with us for today. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the first guy. He's my fellow Buccaneers fan. You know what I'm saying? We still celebrating from the Super Bowl victory that we just
Facts,
had.
man.
Let me go introduce everybody to Ike, aka One Eye Willie, aka LeBron. Go introduce yourself, Ike. Man.
What's going on, man? It's Ike Turner, man.
Let's
You
go.
know,
So we got Ike Turner there. We got another guy from the BTG group page, man. Me and this dude been going back and forth for a minute here about LeBron, the Lakers, the Nets. He's an Eagles fan. I don't know why, but he's an Eagles fan. So we're going to bring him onto the stage. We got my guy, Drew, a.k.a. Oklahoma State Nets in the build. Go introduce yourself, man.
What up, baby? What up? Let's get to it.
Let's
Got a
go.
lot of good games this weekend.
We got a lot to get into it, man. The rest of the crew will get on here. Also, everybody who's tuning in, make sure y'all do like and share and get in on some of these debates with us. So first things first, we're gonna get into it. First topic. The Brooklyn Nets, after a slow start against the Boston Celtics, they were down at halftime. The Brooklyn three of Kyrie, KD, and James Harden came back in the second half, handled business, and won 104-93 to win game one of the Eastern Conference playoffs, game one. So the question is, can an Eastern Conference team take down the Nets? Ralph, go ahead.
What, in a 7-game series?
Yep, 7-game series.
Absolutely not. I mean, I think it's possible that, for me, the biggest contender would be the Bucks. Some people will pick the 76ers. I'm going with the Bucks to contend and maybe push them to a 7-game series. But I think if James Harden's cooking, Kevin Durant's cooking, and Kyrie's cooking, you don't have a chance. And it's that simple. I know they don't play the best of defense, but the numbers that they put up on offense, you have to keep up. So I don't think this year any team out of the Eastern Conference is going to beat the Nets, and I think they'll go to the championship. So it is what it is there.
Man, buddy high. But anyways, One Eye Willie, aka LeBron, can an Eastern Conference team defeat the Nets?
I don't. Well, I'm gonna say there's two teams that can. I don't know if they will, but I think the 76ers and the Bucks do both have a chance, and only because I think they can. They're gonna handle the paint. They're gonna out rebound them, and then if the Nets big three, if they score 30 apiece, that's only 90 points. They're not as right. What I seen the other day, they ain't getting no help from anybody else. I mean, Harris, I think, had 10, but nobody else did nothing. Their bench was horrible. So, if Embiid can control that paint, rebound the ball well, and Harris plays the way he played the other night, they got a shot.
Hey, I like the way you talking right now. I do. I like the way you talking. And then we got the residential Nets fan in the building. We got Drew. Go ahead, man. Go on, floor is yours, man. Is there an Eastern Conference team that can take down the Nets? Go ahead, man.
All right. So, short answer, no. Uh, but truthfully, I mean, there is two teams that present matchup problems for them. Obviously, the Sixers with Embiid down low, be a load for them to handle. And the Bucks just seem to, whatever it is with them, they got a good figure on the Nets this year. But again, let's not forget when the Bucks beat the Nets back to back, that was without James Harden. Kind of agree with Ralph. If Harden's going to control the series, dictate the tempo, I mean, there's not much you can do. And if those dudes are going to put up 80 plus points a night in the series, I mean, then all you need is 10 from a dude like Joe Harris. What I saw that was the most intriguing stat line from that game is Blake Griffin, after all the hype, blah, 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 they gave him, man, had 1 point, no shots, 4 assists, and I think 5 rebounds. That ain't gonna do it. Not again. You can get by Celtics with that, but you ain't gonna get much further. They need to get him off floor and get DeAndre back in there.
Man, hold on. Let me get Daniel up in the mix real quick as he's cruising. Daniel, I already know what your answer is gonna be, so I don't even know why I'm about to ask you this, but for the sake of the show, I'm about to anyway. Is there an Eastern Conference team that can take down the Nets?
Like I said, as long as James Harden is healthy, I don't see it. He's the most important player of the team. Like they said before game one, he's the leader of the team. I mean, the teammates have said it, and the coaches have said he's the leader of the team. So I'm glad he's getting the recognition because I've been saying this since the Rockets. But no, I don't think so. I think that I thought that the Bucks might be able to, but if
There he go with that cricket again.
somebody was calling me, man. My bad.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yep, right on cue. But so for me, my answer is absolutely, positively there's a team that could beat the Nets in the Eastern Conference, and my squad is the 76ers. And the reason why I go with the 76ers is because they are second in the NBA defensive rating. So not only can they score with the Nets, they also can hold the Nets down. And also I looked at the matchups. So you can put Ben Simmons on KD, not saying that he's going to shut KD down because nobody's going to shut KD down, but he can make it difficult for KD, seeing as how Ben Simmons is a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. And then you could put Tobias Harris on Harden. Again, he's not going to stop Harden, but he can slow him down. And then you got multiple bodies that you can throw at Kyrie. You got Maxey you can put on him. You got Danny Green, George Hill, Seth Curry. So they got the bodies to slow the Nets down and make it very difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and say if they meet in Eastern Conference Finals, go and give me Nets in 9. I mean, go and give 76ers in 9.
Yep, in 9. Yep.
76ers in 9. That's what I'm going with. Go ahead, Ike.
Hey, Joel will probably average 30 and 15, maybe 30 and 20.
I forgot to even mention Joel that the Nets have absolutely no answer for Joel Embiid. So Drew, you being a Nets fan, who they got for Joel Embiid?
You muted.
My bad.
You go ahead. DeAndre Jordan about it. They're gonna have to rotate Jordan, Claxton. Just like you said, they're gonna have to throw multiple bodies at him. Everybody got 6 fouls.
I get that, but
you don't want to send him to the line though.
Yeah, because Joel Embiid is what 85% free throw shooter. Yep. So this ain't Giannis at the free throw line.
What I'm really looking forward to in the Sixers Nets series would be how are they gonna guard Ben Simmons. Doc's gonna have to take the ball out of his hands if he's not gonna shoot jumpers. You're gonna have to put Curry or somebody on the ball in that series. Otherwise, pack the paint. Who's going to hurt you besides Embiid?
Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris had 28 in the first half the other night.
That gave me his life, man.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris I'm trying to tell you, the Philadelphia 76ers, they have been waiting on this matchup all season long. So I'm trying to tell y'all, if it comes down to that, because I agree with y'all that the Bucks will take a couple of games off the Nets, but the Bucks just ain't got enough. They ain't got enough unless Giannis can do what I want him to do personally, which is I want Giannis to get his big ass on the block and start calling for the ball and start punishing people down low instead of all this, get the ball at the top of the key or on the wing and try to facilitate. Like, nah, bro, get your 6'11", 250-pound ass on the block and start punishing people, bro.
Preach.
Like, and then before we go to the next topic, like, if he was to do that, it would open up the game so much because now they have to send doubles to the block, and now the whole defense has to rotate, and you will easily be able to find an open shooter doing it that way. But then again, that's why I'm sitting here on this show and I ain't coaching because friendly, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm right there with you, bro. I
don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get to some of these comments real quick. We got Nets in 5. Let me find out who that is. Reggie, Nets in 5. Suns in 6.
Sir,
Reggie just
talk that talk.
So hold on. Speaking of Suns in 6, somebody on this panel right now owes me a bottle of something.
I wanted to wait till the show. I mean, you can sit. I can cash app you, bro. I mean, how are we gonna do it? You know what I'm saying?
And you know,
However you want.
Memorial Day weekend is
That's
coming up, so
perfect
you know,
timing, bro.
I'm gonna need a little something to sip on
So
this
just
weekend, Ralph.
send your cash app out, man. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
But like, why did you believe the Suns could? I mean, not the Suns, the Warriors was gonna beat the Lakers.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. We won.
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm saying. Your boy faked the eye injury and hit a big shot. So I
He
mean,
came up clutch.
if you watch the game, it was it came down to the end. So I thought Steph could pull it off. I didn't think the Lakers would play as hard. You know what I'm saying? But
Also, basically, what you're saying is LeBron came up clutch.
Hey, I don't think
Hey, Ralph.
LeBron would have.
Lucky.
LeBron got that
LeBron was
extra
supposed to be
break.
suspended anyway.
We gonna get to that. We gonna
yeah,
get to
hey,
that.
I ain't want to put it out there. It was another topic we got later. But hey, you know what I'm
Q.
saying? You said
Yeah.
it, Mello.
LeBron had that long break laying on the ground.
Is that what it was?
Got his win back, so he
got
could
his,
hit that shot.
got his win back, man. Speaking of LeBron James, which is Ralph's favorite player,
Not at all.
Also Daniel's favorite player, and also for those who don't know, this Drew's favorite player as well. So we got a lot of LeBron fans on the show.
Stop it, bro.
Also, y'all ain't LeBron fans just because they lost game one. Okay.
Hey, just because I took his back with Jason Whitlock don't mean nothing.
So Sunday, Devin Booker outscored LeBron and AD both by going for 34 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton chipped in with 21 and 16. He had 8 offensive rebounds, which is more rebounds than Anthony Davis had all game. So after losing game one, 99-90, should Laker Nation be concerned? Ralph, go ahead.
You want to go with me first?
Yep, go ahead.
I say yes. I said yes before the series. I mean, I had the Suns winning the series. So they got one game out of the way. The Lakers are still the Lakers. They still have LeBron. They still have AD.
Go.
I think the series will go probably 7. I want to see the Suns win in 6 and get it over with. But I say yes, the Lakers are in trouble because I think they're going to lose the series, period.
I hear another bottle bet. But anyways, One Eye Willie, son, are the Lakers in trouble?
Hey, before I get to that, you said Ayton had 8 offensive rebounds. That was more than what AD had all game.
Yep.
That's also more than what LeBron had all game.
We're not talking about that. We ain't talking about LeBron. We ain't talking about that. We ain't bringing that up, bro. We ain't talking about that right now.
But to answer the question, I don't think that they should be concerned yet. The one concern they should have is that AD barely shot the ball all game. LeBron barely shot the ball all game. Like, they're gonna have to shoot the ball more. They both need to have 20 attempts apiece if they're gonna want to beat the Suns. And I don't know who the hell thought that Caruso would be able to guard Booker.
Oh my God!
But now they need to go back to the locker room and talk a little bit. For real, I think for the Lakers to win this series, LeBron's gonna end up having to guard Booker.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna have to guard Booker, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm trying to be objective. If LeBron guards Booker this series, Booker's gonna average 34 because LeBron doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with Booker no more. Like he can't sit in the chair, and then he's gonna have to chase him around screens and everything for the whole game. That ain't what LeBron. Now, if you say the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, I'm with you. But for the whole game, and also I'm with you as well. Like, I don't know what Frank Vogel was thinking of putting Alex Caruso on Devin Booker. Like, you got KCP, you got Thornton Hucker, whatever that boy's name is. Like, you have so many bodies that you could put on Booker, and you put Caruso on my dude. Yeah. Like, I don't understand that. Then you see what happened. Devin Booker went for 34. But anyways, Drew, should Laker Nation be concerned?
Well, first of all, let me get out the way real quick. Y'all see my teeth same color. All right.
Yeah, okay. We got to get out the way real quick. Yes and no. Yes, because Frank Vogel, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yes.
I mean, like, for us to sit there and be easily able to point that out, that's horrible. Ike, I'm sure you know all about him, though. That used to be y'all's boy. Couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag against Miami either back then. I mean, y'all signed Wesley Matthews in the offseason. Did he even play?
Yeah, he played. He was there. I would say he was there. I don't know if he played, but he was there.
That's who needs to shadow Booker, because I mean, no, nobody is going to stop Booker, but can you make it tougher for him? Can you make their offensive flow get out of the way a little bit by doing that? Absolutely. Alex Caruso is not it. You better hope Chris Paul's still hurt and just keep him on Chris Paul. It'd be the best bet for him this series, or send him to the bench. What I really was interested to see is there was about 2 times in that game where LeBron almost got switched on to Booker, but it's like he switched somebody else out for him real quick.
He didn't want no
seem
smoke.
like he wanted it.
He did.
And that's probably because, like you said, Q, he's got Booker's footwork is what's most impressive for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll even say I didn't give him the credit before this year that he deserved. Of course, as a UK fan, I'm a Louisville guy, but
I still ain't giving him no credit.
My biggest thing is DeAndre Ayton is going to have to outplay AD the entire series for them to keep doing what they're doing. I just don't see that happening. He's young. He's inexperienced. He had a hell of a first game, but you need that 3 more times to beat LA. Can you do it? That's my biggest question. That's why I'm going to say yes and no. You already know LeBron's going to come out in game 2 with his hair on fire. He'll probably put up 30 in the first half. AD will probably have about 15 at halftime and 40 by the time the game's over. They better be ready.
Yeah. Also, you brought up a good point before I let Daniel cook on this. Is CP3's injury? I mean, yesterday they really didn't need him too much for real, because Booker started facilitating and took the offensive load off of Chris Paul, and you could tell. Like Daniel said in the group chat, Chris Paul was out there dribbling like he was in training league yesterday. Like he was just losing the ball. He was all over the place. So that's also something to keep in mind of Chris Paul and him trying to break LeBron's arm. You know, he got his shoulder messed up.
CP3 is a dirty player, bro. I don't care what you say. Like, it's just some of the things he does, man. I don't get. Like, hey, that was a dirty move, man. He tried to snap that man's arm.
He tried to take his arm off, and you see LeBron, you know, he laid on the floor like he got shot. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Hey, wait a second. Before while y'all talking about CP3, man, look, I'm ready to go into my Kwame mode. Y'all didn't talk like that about John Stockton.
Hey, John Stockton made the finals, though. CP3 got to.
Hey, John Stockton was dirty too.
Yeah, he was.
Bro, when you undersized, you gotta be a little dirty.
Whatever it takes.
I mean, you giving up 50, 60 pounds, you giving up 6 inches.
Yeah, you gotta do something. You gotta do something to kind of like level the playing field a little bit. But CP3, like I get it as far as like John Stockton, I get it. But CP3, I don't feel like he has to resort to that stuff to, you know, to get his point across. Like, I don't know, CP3 is a little dirty, and he tried to break his homeboy's arm. Like,
that's your homeboy.
Like, I
Let's
get it.
Be clear.
Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no friends on the court. Like, I get that. But at the same time, I ain't trying to break your arm, though, fam.
Man,
like, you know, I ain't trying to do
LeBron
all that.
spends
He didn't do it to
$5 million
LeBron,
off season to let a 6 foot, under 200-pound dude try to snap it. Man, get out of here, man. Kill that boy off of you and go on, LeBron.
He did not do that to LeBron. LeBron flailing did that to his arm.
I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel.
Hey,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I could see if it was like what's my man's name that they got traded to the Rockets? Olenek. I could see if it was like what Olenek did to Kevin Love. He really tried to break my man's arm, and he was succeeded. But
he did that to LeBron too.
Didn't Olenek did?
Nah, CP3 last night.
Hey, look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna bite a little bit off what Drew said. I don't think he has to have 3 more games, but I think that Ayton does have to have at least 2 more games like he did for them to win. Devin Booker's gonna get his. I think it looked like Chris Paul was more like a singer, so I don't know. That could play up any time if somebody hits it. If Chris Paul plays like he played the other day, they'd be lucky if they win 1 more game. But if he can, you know, at least give them 14 to 16 a game, I think they can beat them. It probably will go 7. If they don't do it in 6, they're going to lose in 7. Because I don't think LeBron, for his legacy, I don't think he's going to let them lose a game 7.
Man, I'm gonna say before we go to the next topic, I don't think Laker Nation should be concerned because it took Devin Booker scoring 34. DeAndre Ayton had a game of his life, and they only won by 9 points with LeBron and AD playing horrible. So if there's anything to take from it, is that if LeBron, like Drew said, LeBron is gonna come out aggressive next. Or he should. He better come out aggressive next game, and it's gonna change the whole landscape. Of what, Ralph? You got something? Look like you got something you want to say.
Hey, I got something else I want to ask.
Go ahead, Ike.
Man, where was Kuzma?
He was
Nah.
he was there.
Hey, bro. Nah, hey, Ralph, we
They were
can't
playing.
hear you, Ralph.
We can't hear
Hey,
They
you,
were
Ralph.
playing.
Hey,
They were
nah,
playing
but
Harold,
seriously.
so
But
took
I'm
his
talking
minutes
about
a little bit.
But even when he was in the game, man, he wasn't taking those shots. And I was like, where
Not
was
aggressive
Kuzma?
at all.
That's why
Like
I
he
didn't
wanted the ball.
understand yesterday's game. Like the Lakers came out like all lethargic and passive. Like, man, we'll get them to game 2, bro. We ain't worried about this. And it's like the Phoenix Suns just like jumped on them. Like they was diving for balls. They was hitting the boards. Like they had the whole energy. And the Lakers just seemed like they really just didn't want it. And I don't like when LeBron plays like that. Go ahead, Drew.
Phoenix played like it was their first playoff game in 9 years, and LA played like they just won a championship last year.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that I don't like about LeBron. You know, everybody says, you know, he has these game 1 fillers, and it's like, nah, bro, we need to get these games over with,
Out
bro.
the way.
Like knock these shit out 4-0 for like forget all of this, you know, let me fill them out. And then now, bro, we 36. We ain't got time for all that shit no more, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You do that 27, 28. We ain't got time for these fill out games.
All these extra minutes. I mean, you got a clearly young team with an all veteran leader. Kill them out quick. Kill their confidence quick.
Kill them. Yeah, exactly. Put your foot on their throat quick. Let them know that, hey, man, this ain't what y'all want. Y'all the number 2 seed, but y'all not ready for this yet. Like that's the only thing. And I get it. You know, he did it with the Rockets last season, the Denver Nuggets last season, the Portland Trail Blazers last season. So I get it. I'm just not a fan of it. Plus, you know, I want them to win every game. That's just me.
I expect them all 3 stars to play better. Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, LeBron. But honestly, I won't say that Anthony Davis. I mean, he played bad, but they kind of just bullied him. You know what I mean? Like they sent bodies at him, pushed him off the block, made him shoot fadeaways off balance. Really was fouling him some of the time. But if he can adjust to that, he's in the long going to be in for a long time. Because in Phoenix, they're not going to call those fouls.
One more thing before we switch topics is one guy that's not getting a lot of credit for the Phoenix Suns that should is Jay Crowder. For whatever reason, Jay Crowder knows how to play LeBron very, very, very well. He hits big shots, and Jay Crowder is very underrated when it comes to the playoffs. So make sure everybody keeps an eye on Jay Crowder as well.
Didn't he go 0 for 10 from 3?
He did, but he played LeBron beautifully though.
He played great D, but
for whatever reason, I don't know if he has like this vendetta against LeBron, but whenever he plays LeBron, like he's like, I don't know what it is, but he plays him very well.
What did the Suns GM say after the game? I just seen something that said he got fined.
Yeah, I seen that too.
I didn't see the comment. I didn't see the coach's comment, to be honest with you. I didn't.
Okay.
But speaking, since we got Daniel right here, man, you know he's a huge Clippers fan because of his guy Paul George. And the other day, you know, Paul George and them, they ran into Luka again because they was trying to dodge the Lakers, so they kept losing regular season games, so they didn't have to see the Lakers in the first round, and instead they got the Dallas Mavericks. So after yet another fourth quarter blown lead by the Clippers, they've lost 4 straight playoff games. All right, throw this over to you first, man. Have we put too much faith into the Clippers?
I have. And I did it again this year, man. On some fool. I don't know what I was thinking, man. but man, like I think they could get over the hump. It's my thing. I think they should start Rondo. And the reason I think they should start Rondo is because he's gonna get Kawhi and PG easy shots at the beginning of the game to start getting them into their rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see, if you watched the game the other day, you see they didn't start getting into a rhythm to, it started to get out deep into the game. Yeah, like they need to get in that rhythm quick. Patrick Beverly, he needs to be on the bench, bro. I mean, he's a defender, but he can't guard Luka.
Too fucking small.
Yeah,
too fucking small.
Luka bullies him. Like, put him over on the side because he's not giving you nothing offensively. He needs to be sitting down and let Rondo run the show.
Man,
But
that goes back to but the thing is that people said last season, oh, it's Doc Rivers coaching. But now you see Ty Lue is falling into the same thing with the Clippers.
Mhm. He was just a scapegoat.
I told you last year that they needed the point guard.
Yeah.
They got the point guard late in the season, but now you got to use him. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knows Rondo is playoff Rondo.
Man, for me personally, I hope they keep Rondo on the bench. Matter of fact, I would be happy if they have a whole bunch of coaches' decisions do not play. Since we're being quite frank, you know what I'm saying? Keep them on the bench for all I care. But Drew, have we put too much faith into the Clippers?
Yeah, and I damn did it again too. Just like Ike. Couple things. Number one, Ike is absolutely correct. Get Pat Beverly off the floor. Get him off the floor and get Rondo in there. Number two, Ty Lue, bite the bullet and put Kawhi or put put Paul George on Luka. Trail him 90 feet the whole time. Use their athleticism to suffice what he can do best. All right. Number three, I don't understand their post rotations whatsoever at all. He just, it gets to a point in the game where every single time Luka is running to your big on the screen, getting switched up with your big man and eating your big man alive. Every single time towards the end of the game, they've switching the screens. Why didn't y'all not learn that last year? You didn't see Luka eat your big man alive all year last year. I mean, I really don't get it. They're too talented to even be in a series with a team like that. Yes, Denver's got Porzingis and Luka, but after that, come on, man. Come on.
Come on, man. Hit me with a come on, man. Ralph, these are your Clippers, man, because you've been advocating for the Clippers the past 2 seasons, bro. This is your squad. You put too much faith in them.
I'm done, Q.
You done with them?
Andrew, Melo, I'm done.
Hey,
and
Ralph.
Melo, hold on, Ike, hold on, because I've been wanting to talk to Melo for a minute, because this is his guy. PG-13. I know he scored 20+ points, but those were some of the ugliest 20 points that I've seen throughout that whole game, man. It's just like he can't figure it out when it comes to the playoffs. He is the most streaky shooter that we have in the NBA when it comes to the playoffs, man.
Hey,
Like, I don't
He's
get
Allen
it.
Houston.
Kawhi played just as bad though.
He did play
Yeah,
big,
he
but
did.
Kawhi
He
started
did.
off good though, and Kawhi was the reason why they were still in the game in the beginning, because Kawhi helped them in the beginning. But it's like, I don't know what it is about Paul George, but
I think they kind of switched up. Like, Kawhi started off playing good and PG was playing horrible. Then PG had a spurt where he was playing good and Kawhi was playing horrible, and then they both just started playing horrible.
And
but
it was
yeah.
like it wasn't
But I
ever
think
together.
we all agree, man. We ain't put too much faith in the Clippers. I really don't think that this team is gonna get it done, and it's gonna blow up before they get a chance to see any type of success. Success to what we thought was gonna be a championship being brought to the little brother in LA. But I just don't think that these two guys can get it done. I like Kawhi. I like Paul George myself, but this is the playoffs, and I don't think they're gonna get it done, man.
So this, before I let Daniel cook on this is the stats from yesterday, the other night. Kawhi was 9 for 22, 1 for 6 from 3-point range with 26 points. Paul George was 8 for 18, 2 for 8 from 3-point line, and ended up with 23 points. But Daniel, what's your thoughts, man? You know, I mean, it's Paul George. This is your guy. I want to hear this shit. Have you put too much faith into the Clippers?
I don't think that I put too much faith in the Clippers. I agree with what Ike said. Patrick Beverly, to me, is a rotational player. I've been saying that for a while. I mean, he made most of his talent, but he should have been off the bench for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? So he don't bring much to the table outside of playing hard. You know what I mean? So
Try
he don't
hard.
have no size. So I mean, I think Paul George is always going to be a streaky shooter, and I can take because him and Kyrie Irving had the same problem. they take very difficult shots. Yes, they can make them, but when you off, you're off. Your shot selection is just too difficult. So what Paul George started trying to do after the first quarter was drive, and I mean that got him going a little bit. I mean, it looked like he was going to be something like 5 for 23. He ended up 8 for 18, which is not horrible. My whole thing with it is that I realized game one, they don't have a consistent third scorer. You think it's going to be Marcus Morris, but it wasn't. Serge
Oh
Ibaka
no.
didn't show up. Rondo played good, but he only played limited minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like, if Rondo's going to hit every shot but like one, and he hit, what, 3 threes, why are you
Yeah.
not playing Rondo 35 minutes? And honestly, what I never got from the beginning before the playoffs started, I don't know why the Clippers lost games to avoid the Lakers in the first round. The Clippers are a bad matchup for the Lakers, and the Lakers are not 100%.
Right.
So they ended up messing themselves up because the Mavericks, they have all offensive guys. That's a
Yeah.
bad matchup for the Clippers. They should have just played the Lakers early, and they would have been fine. I just didn't understand that.
Nah, I'm right there with you. And that's why I felt like I'm glad that they didn't play the Lakers in the first round because they would have beat the Lakers because, like you said, the Lakers weren't healthy. It's just been a bad matchup, bro. But y'all, I don't even need to answer this question because I ain't have no faith in the Clippers to damn begin with. So I ain't put too much faith in them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody last season, was all hype. Oh, they got Kawhi, they got Paul George. And like Russ said about Pat Beverly, man, he got y'all food. He just doing a bunch of running around doing nothing out there. He
You're
got
right.
y'all all food.
You're right.
Hey,
They win
this,
tonight, though. They gonna win tonight.
Okay.
I wish Legend was on here right now, boy. He
You
be
already
going.
know.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because there's a man right there.
There he is. Oh,
I talked him up.
Nah.
Perfect
what a
timing.
segue.
Perfect timing.
I am a genie.
Oh my God, man.
So B, man, I know you at
Hey,
your
Rap.
son's baseball practice.
What's up, Legend?
We talking about the Clippers, man. Have people put too much
The
faith
who?
into the Clippers? To the Clippers,
The what? The who?
yeah, the team in the basement.
Oh
Man, we can't.
man,
My man got on
Hey,
a
Ralph, how you
twins
doing,
hat.
man? You doing
I'm
all right,
good.
Ralph?
Yeah, I'm good,
You
Legend.
good?
Yes,
Why you
sir.
wave?
Yeah,
Why you
yeah.
wave at him like that though? Why you wave
Hey,
at him?
Ralph.
He's fatty, man.
Why you hit
Hey,
him with
man,
the?
how you gonna? Hey, how you gonna feel if they go down 0-2 tonight?
It's over.
It's
Oh,
a
you ain't
wrap.
gonna show your face no more, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna still
Cause
show
I'm
my
coming in
face,
my
but
Lamar Odom. I'm coming in my Lamar Odom jersey and everything. I'm showing up with everything. I may even go buy a hat.
oh
Oh
man,
man.
But
But
no, man.
B
Look, hey,
Legend,
listen,
before we
y'all
get
say,
you up,
listen,
out of here, man. Did
listen,
people have too much faith in the
yeah.
Clippers?
Uh, man, listen. Y'all know how this is, right? I know
Watch it.
y'all been talking about this. I haven't heard it, but y'all know how this goes, right? We got Kawhi. Kawhi really has not been the same since he left the Spurs. He was somewhat the same in Toronto, but he ain't been the same since he left the Spurs. I'm gonna be really, really interested to see what he does in free agency because once they fail this year, what you gonna do with Pandemic P? I mean, I got another word for him, but I'm not gonna say that because we are on national,
don't
right?
be disrespectful, man.
But
Make
oh no,
Paul
no, no,
George
no!
make a
I don't.
video
No, no, no,
about him.
no, 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 no. That's where you're wrong. The word that I have for him is not disrespectful.
Oh, okay,
It's just something I shouldn't say over the airwaves.
Okay.
okay. So is it
It's not
accurate?
disrespectful. He's soft, man. He's soft. He just don't show up. Oh, it's very accurate. He just don't show up in the big games. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. He don't show up in the. He don't show up in the big. Did you see what Luca did to Pat Beverly? Just put them all just into the basket.
And the
Go on,
basket.
little guy. Go on. Just go on. Just put
Mhm.
them in the basket, man. I mean, I think people put a lot of faith into. I mean, they're a good team, man. Let's just be real. I mean, they're a good team. I don't understand why they don't show up in the playoffs. I really don't. But they're a good team, and for some odd reason, they just don't show up, man. I don't know if it's a Kawhi thing, a Paul George thing, but they don't show up.
So let me
They don't
ask
show up.
y'all real quick. I'm gonna go around the panel and ask everybody this real quick because Ralph had mentioned this. if the Clippers don't at least get to the NBA Finals, do they blow it up, Ike?
They have to.
They better.
They have
Ike.
to.
Yeah, they definitely
They
better.
should.
Drew, they should.
They should.
I already know what you're gonna say, B. So I ain't even worried about your comment. Daniel, this
No,
is your
you can
guy.
ask me. You can ask me what it. You can ask me.
B. If the Clippers don't get to the finals, are they blowing this thing up?
They can go hire Ralph.
So they blow it.
Play for 'em. That's how
So they gonna blow it up then. They blowing it up.
But I don't know if they blow it. They should, but I don't know if they do. I mean, they'll get valuable players, but if they blow it up now, what's they gonna? That's gonna set them back, don't you think?
I mean, they'll be back. I mean, they're gonna be right back where they started from. So what's the difference?
With no ships.
I mean, but you got to think of it. But you got to think of it strictly from a basketball perspective. They gave up a lot, for Kawhi and for Paul George.
They did.
So the question is, do you just give all that up and just blow it up?
I mean, what are you gonna do with them?
I don't know.
The
Maybe
writing's on the wall.
It's
almost
maybe you need to get some better role players or something. Maybe you need to get another leader in there. I mean, they got talent.
You can't really do that, B, because their money is tied. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Kawhi resigns, right? So now your money is tied up in Marcus Morris, PG, and Kawhi. You ain't got no money for no role players like that.
But first of all, you got to trade Marcus Morris. I mean,
you got to trade Paul George.
Well, you got to pay. You got to trade Paul George. You got to trade one of them big horses. I mean, it's too much money. They can make a trade, but I'm just saying they're gonna have to figure out something because they can't just blow it up and get nothing from it.
The first thing they got to do is get rid of Patrick Beverly, man.
He be on here with us next season.
Hey, man, not for real, man. Like he's never been a scorer. You know, they talked him up about defense, and then he just get manhandled in the game, getting pushed down at the getting scored. Hey, I really think he took his head and went like this, man, like he was scared, man.
He was.
Man.
I'm gonna say if they don't make the conference finals, they have to blow it up. I think if they make the conference finals, they give it one more year. I just really think the problem with them, the difference between the Nets or somebody like the Lakers, Anthony Davis any night can go for 40. LeBron any night can go for 40. Everybody on the Nets can go for 40, all the way to Joe Harris. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying, the 3 stars and Joe Harris. Kawhi and Paul George are really like 20 to 24 point per game players.
30 at the most.
If they get 30, they ball. You know what I mean? The only way Paul George really scores over that is if he's getting 20-plus shots, and he's not going to get that on that team. So I think that's just the problem. Cool. You never was like Kawhi 55. You never have to worry about that. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
I think, man, honestly, we've seen the best of Kawhi. I think he's on the decline at this point. I think he's just going to be a really good player. I think the Toronto Raptors, Kawhi, man, he's done for, man. But I don't think Daniel answered the question. Daniel, go ahead, B.
About blowing it up.
He answered it.
Yeah, if they don't make the conference finals this year, they have to blow it up. If they do, they'll give it another year.
No, I was talking about putting too much faith into the Clippers.
No, I think it's too early. I think they win tonight, and then they're going to win at home. But I do think this game at least goes 6. But with the Porzingis playing, it's probably going 7. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah. So do you think y'all think not Cleveland? You think the Clippers will win the series?
Nope. I did in the beginning.
They better win tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Because they ain't got who you gonna who they gonna
they don't play tonight.
Kawhi?
No, I think they play tomorrow
night.
No, I think they play tomorrow. There's 2 games tonight.
It's 2 games tonight. It's Miami and the Bucks, and then Portland and Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is Rondo on a 1-year deal right now?
I thought he signed a 2-year deal, but I'm looking at
he's on a 2-year deal.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 2-year deal. He signed a 2-year deal with Atlanta. He got traded.
I think they wouldn't blow it up.
I mean, who's gonna guard Luka?
Nobody.
Paul George.
Kawhi or Paul George. They got to.
I'm with them. At this point, they got to sacrifice some on offense to play defense. One of them has to sacrifice.
Kobe had to go out.
Well, when they guarding them in the first game?
Not primarily.
Nah,
They
not
switching
really.
everything.
Man,
Yeah, not
Luca was
primarily.
working
But see, that's
everybody,
Luka,
man.
But see,
they
that's
run
my
about
point.
3 or
That's what
4
I'm going.
screens to get Luka on the big man, and he works.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who guards him because all they're gonna do is screen him, double
Yeah.
screen him, whatever to get him on whatever they want. That's
You got to
that's
deny
the
the
point I'm
screen.
trying to make.
Thank you, Dan.
Deny
That's
the
what I was going to
You
say
have
that
to
because
deny the screen.
LeBron last playoff series got crushed because he didn't guard Jimmy Butler in the finals, and everybody was crushing him for doing that. So the same thing goes for Luka. Somebody's got to step up, deny the screens, go over the screens, fight through the screens. I ain't trying to hear that screen talk. If you really want that dude, you're gonna find a way to get that dude. So now
But
one of
do
the
they
two
really
got to
want
guard
him
Luka.
though?
They won the defensive player of the year.
Let's see.
Do they really
Yeah.
want him? That's the
Nah,
question.
they really don't.
We'll
Not,
see.
not,
Man,
not,
Let's
not
go.
all
none of
game.
I'm gonna
none
tell
of
you
it.
right now, Ralph.
What, legend?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Ralph. The Clippers losing, baby.
It's
Hey,
So
I'm not gonna argue with you on
so
that one right now.
Hey,
Not gonna argue.
before you switch to the next
that's
subject,
right.
man, I'm gonna say it don't matter
They
who's
losing.
guarding Luca as long as they got Patrick Beverly in the game.
When you say Ike, they gonna find the mismatch.
What you saying?
Whoever got Pat Bev,
604.
that's who we giving the ball to. We gonna right at him.
They better, hey man, for real. If they
Smart
want to
move.
win, if they want to
That's
win
right.
this series, they need to play Rondo way more
Got
minutes.
to.
He needs to start,
Got
and
to.
then Kawhi or PG gonna have to guard Luca.
Let Rondo run the show.
Let him
Well,
Let
get.
him
Imagine,
run the show.
He
Or
will. He will get
That's what you
Kawhi and
brought him in
PG.
for.
He will get them easier shots,
yes.
good
But he is running.
looks.
But he is running the show though, Ike. He is
Man,
running the show though, ain't
But he's coming off the bench.
he's coming
Rondo
off the
is running
bench,
the
and
show,
they
ain't he?
and
He
his
played
minutes wasn't
25
that good.
minutes compared to 14, I think, for Beverly. I think I did see that. He played like 11 more minutes than Beverly did.
Imagine
It
being
wasn't
the
That's what I
that
thought.
guy that's always saying first team defense, and they screening to get you
Yeah,
on
he's
them.
Right.
that is crazy.
Yeah, they in there. I mean, Rondo playing, man. Don't get it twisted. They didn't go get him for him not to play.
Yeah.
I
So
just don't think
I'm
I don't
looking
think
at
it matters.
the minutes. Pat Bev played 17 minutes, and Rondo played 24 minutes last night.
There you
Rondo's
go.
got to
Today.
play
Hey,
30 plus.
but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Rondo needs to be
Yeah, it's got to
playing.
be way more.
Rondo
Yeah.
needs to be
Yeah,
playing 32, 33 minutes.
Yeah.
You're right.
but
You're
here's the
right.
deal. Even if Rondo's in the game, if I'm Luca, I just put him in the box.
And
Same, yeah.
hey, but why I said
Rondo's stronger than
the
Beverly.
reason I said he should start is because he's a facilitator.
Yeah,
Patrick Beverly's not. So
no,
he can
trash.
get Kawhi and PG some good looks and easier shots to help get them into the flow of the game early.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nah.
Ike, listen, man, listen. Paul George,
That's why they don't have the ISO.
Paul George is trash.
He ain't
Ike,
trash though,
listen
legend.
to me, Ike, listen to me, right? So we joke about the Bucks, we have all that good time. Let's talk about this. After this series, ain't gonna be no more Paul George conversation. Paul George is gonna be officially garbage, trash. They're gonna
Hey,
be trying to figure out how to get from underneath that contract.
hey, Paul George is going to start going live talking about you, man. Quit talking. Quit talking about mama's cooking, man.
Yeah. For some of my, hey, that's mama's son right there. Don't do that.
Hey,
I'm my mama's son.
I look at it this way. I don't go to strip clubs, but he does. I meet him there. We can sit down
Oh
and talk about
man.
whatever he wants to.
Y'all wilding right now, man. Oh man. But yeah, so Paul George, he's got to step up this series. And like Ike was talking about, like it's one thing, okay, Pat Bev's in the game. You're supposed to be this defensive stopper. Well, if you can't do nothing defensively, you ain't giving me nothing offensively, then what the hell are you in the game for? At least with Rondo, if you're gonna sacrifice on defense, he's gonna facilitate the offense. So therefore, he's not that much of a liability. But Pat Bev, it's like you ain't doing either one. So, bro, I need you to over here coaching with us today, dog. It's like,
But look
better
at
put
it,
more.
man. I also look at they don't really have no other options. With Williams being gone, that really don't have no more
Whoa.
options.
What was Lou Williams gonna do? They put him in the box too and just backed him
Come on,
down.
don't act like Lou Williams wasn't putting up
No.
buckets,
That's not
wasn't
what I'm
giving them
saying.
20,
But see,
25.
you're missing the point though. This Luca is 6'8", 6'9". So
No,
he's gonna put these boys in the box. He's gonna
But
get
he
them in
can make
foul
up
trouble.
for it though.
I get
He
what
can
you
make up
saying,
for
Legend,
it.
but I'm just basically saying is why Ty Lue is playing Patrick Beverly that many minutes in the first place. He doesn't have any other option.
I guess.
He can
Why not
play
double him
my
out in the
man.
post or spot him
My
some?
man out of Boston College. What's my man's name out of Boston College?
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
see.
reason why he's on the bench.
No. He can get a bucket though.
Who else played down there? Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson. That's who it
Yeah,
is.
Reggie
Reggie,
Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie
Yeah.
Play
Jackson,
him.
yeah.
Play him more
he's
minutes.
not the same. He's not
He's
the
better.
same
He's
guy.
better than Patrick
He
Beverly.
gonna give you more than what Beverly's giving you right now.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you what it is. It's them damn goggles he's wearing.
I
He
mean,
look like he's wearing weed eat somebody's fence line.
yeah, man. Hey man, that dude's in the league making a lot of money, man. He looked like he had a hard life.
Yeah, it's hard out here.
I'm the captain now.
Speaking of Mama's
He looked
cooking,
like he had a hard life, boy.
speaking of Mama's cooking, Kwame Brown, he's been in the news here for about the past week and a half, going on live rants, giving it to everybody and whoever wanted. Man, so I'm asking y'all, do y'all agree with him? It's a two-part question. Do you agree with everything he's saying, and is he right or wrong? I go ahead, cook first, man.
Cook.
I ain't gonna say I agree with everything, but I agree with probably 95% of what he's saying. Because talking about the media bringing down the black athletes and always dogging them, like all of that's true, man. And then like people like Stephen A. Smith, and then not even just sports media. When you look over at Charlemagne, like all they do is talk bad about black men, and it's true.
It is.
Now the thing when and I also agree when he says that he's not a bust. And the only reason I say is because the man played over a decade. You can't be a bust. Now he can underachieve from what they thought, but he can't be a bust. Now when you look at people like Anthony Bennett, that's a bust.
Mm-hmm.
He played what four seasons.
I'm gonna look it up.
Michael Olowokandi, that's a bust.
Yeah.
He played like 7 or 8 seasons. Man, I mean, he played over a decade. So what he played? I think Kawhi played. Brown played
12 seasons.
12 seasons. Yeah, 12 seasons. He can't. I mean, I wouldn't call him a bust, but I think for a number one pick, he underachieved.
Yeah, and like Ralph said, man, that was perfect. About he's not a bust; he just underachieved. And another question too, I'm gonna get everybody's thoughts on as well is would his career been different if he didn't get to Jordan first? But I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that second.
Before you go to the next person, I just want to say I'm Becky with the good hair.
You Becky with the good. Oh man, so Drew, do you agree or disagree with Kwame? And is he right or wrong?
Man, kind of like Ike said, I don't agree with everything he says, but man, I'll even go as far to probably about 98% of what he's saying is true. Especially when he get on to my people and how we sitting up controlling the narrative and what we want to push and what we sell. The only thing I don't like about what he's doing is, man, the shit with him and Stack. I mean, come on, man. You talking about tearing down another black man and you're doing it. Why are you doing it? I get you reciprocating what they gave to you and they came after your mama's son, so you gonna go after their mama's son. Cool. I'm all for buying me a mama's cooking t-shirt. I be all through that thing.
Me too.
And I think a lot of what he said needed to be said. How can you call a 18-year-old kid who just made millions of dollars a loser, a bust? Like he ain't nothing. Shit, I'd love to be a bust. Please let me be a bust. I will play 30 seconds of a season. Just pay me my millions, I'll be done. So but he is being a little sensitive about some of it too. I went back and watched kind of what all started it, and I mean, yeah, you're gonna get tired of being the butt of the joke after 20 years. But come on, man, you don't want to be the butt of the joke. You should have stepped up and made sure you wasn't the butt of the joke. If you cared that much now, you should have cared that much back then. And if you'd have cared that much back then, we might not be having this conversation right now.
But there's way more people that should have been the butt of the joke before him.
Kwame,
You're right.
sure.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
really my question is why is it that Kwame, because from what did Kwame get drafted? Was it 2000 or 2001? I can't remember which year.
2001.
2001. Okay. So 2001, 2021, you mean to tell me he's the only number one pick that hasn't, like I said, that has underachieved? Like there's been other ones. But like, why is it that Kwame Brown is the one that keeps getting signaled at? Go ahead, Drew.
He's the only number one that came out of high school. And I think that was his first video or something that he touched on with that about the high school and then changing the rules and shit after that because they was tired of seeing these 18-year-old black boys with all kinds of
all that money.
Man, he hit it, and that is why they drive him home as it so they don't revisit that rule.
That's a good point.
Because he is the reason why there is a 19-year-old age limit right now.
That's the point. B, I know you're busy, man, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you this so you can get up out of here, watch Chase hit a home run. Man, do you agree or disagree with him? Is he right or wrong?
I mean, I guess I just look at it from a different perspective. I really don't understand it. Like, I mean, all these guys, they play in the league, right? So the league is like a fraternity, man. It's like a brotherhood, and you got some guys that have, either just not done well because of injuries, they haven't, or they haven't done well because they haven't lived up to expectations or whatever. So I'm really confused as to, like why you would, like jump on him and just I just don't get it. I mean, like even like in football, like Jamarcus Russell, bust, right? Tony, what's his name? Tony Todd Matt or whatever his name is, Mandovich or whatever his name was another bust.
Todd Maranovich, the quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're just busts.
Ryan Leaf.
Like I don't understand. Like what was the purpose for Jack and all them to go out there and just be talking about it? That man never came to them with anything. He never talked negative on them. They started messing with him. And what was the purpose? Like there was absolutely no reason. You just want to make fun of a dude who came into the league at 18, 19 years old, didn't live up to expectations, and then he ain't even in the spotlight or anything. And then you want to go out there and I don't get it. I don't think it's right. So I think he had every right to go out there and blow smoke at them dudes. And I loved it. I know you did. I loved it. I think Kwame put his hands on them people, man.
I love what he said. I love what he said about Steven Jackson. He's like, you always try to act like you tough. The only person you fought was a 5'7" white dude in the stands. Oh, wait a second. One more thing. The other thing that had me in tears is when he said, you said you wasn't doing nothing but just taking your son to the game. You lucky Derek Fisher didn't take him to the game.
Like I said, now you made that man open up Pandora's box and bring up all that negative energy from your past when you was acting a fool when somebody was out here beating on your wife. Your ex-wife, whatever she was at that time. And I just think it's just unnecessary. Like, why would you even go there? Like, that man ain't did nothing to them.
Right, man, ain't bother nobody.
Like anybody on this panel, when's the last time? Let's be honest. When's the last time you thought about Kwame Brown?
Before last week.
Before all this,
he only had 15,000 followers before all this.
They just made him some money because he gonna get his own show, bro.
Yes, he should. He should,
so,
man.
So why they talk about all this stuff where you want to uphold and uplift, black men and stuff like that, then you go out there and tear that man down. Like it's ignorant. So I hope he keep on bringing the smoke to him, and I hope he go on the show because I don't believe they gonna do nothing to him in the first place. And I got a feeling he will wear Matt Barnes out or Steven Jackson. I think that is a.
You seen his hands?
I think that is a Southern country black country. Let me shut up. I ain't gonna. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What Gilbert Arenas say? The only time he went to the clubs is when Kwame was there because
Facts.
Kwame was his bodyguard.
Facts, man.
Yeah,
He
I
said
mean,
he took all his jewelry when Kwame went. He said when Kwame left, he was wearing less jewelry to the club.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
that's just, I
said
mean,
he
that's,
said
yeah.
Gilbert Arena said he saw him and Kwame come outside the club and it was 6 bouncers. His brother took 3 and Kwame took 3. He's like, bro, he don't want none of that with Kwame Brown. Then he said he saw him break one of the bouncers' jaw.
Yeah.
He
Well,
said
I
his
mean,
brother.
but you
He
know,
said his brother
that's just
took
like
3. Kwame took 3. He didn't take none. He
No.
just stood back and watched
He
them.
said, he said, he said, you sure y'all didn't need no help? He said, I ain't lifted today. I ain't feeling that strong.
Yeah, he said he looked at one of the other players.
I
Like,
mean,
well, they
but you
got
know what
it.
though? I mean, that's just like
They don't
Gilbert
do nothing.
Arenas. I mean, Gilbert, you want somebody to pat you on the back? Oh, you hard because you was ignorant and you brought a gun in the locker room. That's ignorant. That ain't
Yeah,
that
it
you hard.
was.
That's just
It was
ignorant.
stupid.
That was
That's just
stupid. Yeah,
dumb.
that's what it was.
You
Stupid.
know. So what? So that gives you the right to use your podcast, to go out here and bash it. Like I don't get it. Like we sit on here and we joke and we talk mess or whatever, but at the end of the day, we get it. It's opinions and stuff like that. But I don't think any of us would just actually just go out there in a serious way and just go out there and just belittle this dude.
Right.
If you're in the league like that. So I don't support it, and I hope he get in the smoke.
Hey, also big ups to Jalen Rose too, man. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
seen
Yeah,
all
What'd
the
he
I
stuff
say?
seen
he
that
been
clip.
saying, man.
Yeah, I seen that
What'd
clip
he
of
say?
back in.
I,
It was a clip of back in the day. I
well,
think. Go ahead.
it
Go
ain't
ahead.
just that. Yeah, that clip from back in the day where he was talking to was it Skip
Stephen A. And
Bayless?
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
Stephen and
He
Skip
was
Bayless.
defending
and
Kwame.
he was defending him, and
Hmm.
he said he took the word bust out of his vocabulary
Yeah.
and said that he told everybody that they should be doing that because if you make it, he said if you make it, you can never be a bust because you
Right.
made it.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
but then he just like been doing like a lot of little like going live and stuff, just like uplifting Kwame.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
As we all are right now. I think we
Yeah.
all on the Kwame team.
Yeah,
You
man,
Yeah.
put
think
your hands
Kwame?
on Kwame. I ain't gonna talk peace. Put your hands on him.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Put
Hey,
your hands on him. Go on,
I
go
agree.
and see
hey,
what that
hey,
and see what that podcast do then.
hey, I was saying this before we actually got on the show when we was in the background. Uh he told Stephen A. Smith he was gonna smack him so hard in the back of his head he's gonna push his
Have a
hairline forward.
toothbrush. Yeah.
He's gonna push his hairline forward.
Kwame's crazy,
Yeah.
bruh. They
and
messing
I
with the
agree though.
wrong brother. They
and
messing
then
with the
and then
wrong brother, bro.
Charlemagne came out and apologized
He
to
had
him
no
today.
choice to. I ain't really get a chance to say how I
Well,
felt about it, but I was
you know
pissed
why he
off when he did
apologized.
that.
I'm gonna get
Why?
to
You
you in
know
a
why he
second now.
apologized.
I'm gonna
Because
get to
he
you.
Why?
Go ahead, Dan. You go ahead. Tell us why you apologize and also answer the question at the same time. Go ahead.
Well,
Get that Rex.
he went to high school with his sister, so he said he had actually forgot about him. But Charlemagne was like, "You probably should leave this brother alone." He said because his family members have a tendency of being pushed to the limit and actually hurting people. I think he said if his dad is out, he was in there for like 20 years, but if not, he said he thinks he's got a life sentence. But something happened to
Hmm.
his dad. I can't remember the
He,
specifics, but his dad ended up killing like 2 people.
yeah, yep.
Then his uncle, something happened with one of his uncles, and he killed his wife, and
Man,
then his cousin killed like 2 people. So he said, y'all probably should leave this man alone. He's been laying low, and y'all bringing this man back out. And because I said it from the jump. Why are we talking about Kwame Brown in 2021? The man ain't played in 8 years.
that's what I'm saying.
If I'm trash, talk about me when I'm playing.
Yeah.
But when I'm retired, we're not going to keep talking about this 10 years later. I got to
Right.
say something now. So you know what I mean? But I don't agree with what nobody says 100% of the time. But I mean, I'm in the 90. I'm at least at 90. Like Drew said, you kind of stooping down to their level, but I'm petty at times, so I don't mind it.
I love Pet.
Especially after I let it ride for literally 20 years.
Right.
But I think he should get his own show. I mean, the man is entertaining. Skip Bayless said he would even watch it. Plus, he has a story to tell. I do. Or maybe you didn't get to that part where you were saying about the Michael Jordan, so I'll skip past that. But when I think of bust, I think of Darko Milicic or I think of Adam Morrison. They couldn't even stay on a team. This man, he might not have been that great. He did average a double-double for one season,
That
but he
person.
lasted 12 or 13 years. And similar to what Jalen Rose says, there's only been like a little somewhere around 5,500 NBA players in the last 40 years. So how can you be a bust? I made it. It's 300 something million people in the country, and I made it to a class of 5,500. I can't be a bust. And I would consider the organization that drafted them their talent evaluation department as a bust, not him, because he came up on the scene late, and they decided to take a gamble on him.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about Kwame Brown all year long, like guaranteed LeBron James #1 pick. They took a leap of faith on him late, so that's their fault.
That's that Jordan evaluated, boy. Jordan, the GM's the greatest GM ever.
He
That's
was trying to
B
trade
Legend,
him.
boy.
He was trying to trade him.
Then Jordan screaming and hollering, talking crazy to an 18-year-old boy.
18-year-old boy talking to
That's
somebody
crazy,
mama like
bro.
that. Jordan better.
Jordan's only hit on one pick out of his 7 top picks. He's only hit on one, and it looks like it's
Hey,
LaMelo.
wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
this year.
listen, wait a
Yeah,
minute. Just wait a minute. Y'all not gonna disrespect this, man. You're not. You
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
disrespect.
yeah, we are.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
we
You
are.
don't disrespect the GOAT. You ain't gonna do that.
We ain't gonna disrespect him as a player,
Talk
but
to
as a
him, Legend.
GM,
Talk to him,
he's
Legend.
terrible.
Nope, you're not gonna disrespect the
Absolutely
GOAT.
terrible.
No. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You made me, hey Ralph, you made me want to put my hands on you.
So hold on. Jordan has been the owner of the Hornets since when? When did he become the Hornets?
It's been a while. At least
been a while.
10. At least
Okay.
10 years.
At
I
least
went
10
to a
years.
game in 2013, and he was the GM then. Or the
So
owner. My bad.
so let's take LaMelo Ball out of the equation. B Legend. What's his other great draft pick?
Don't worry, I'll wait. What's wrong?
Yeah, so Jordan, the GM is trash.
Stop it, man.
The GM is
Jordan's
trash.
my guy too, but Brian, come on, call a spade a spade.
You know
Michael
what?
Jordan could have had
I got
Damian
one for
Lillard.
you. I got one for you. I got one for you. For it make Ralph feel good. Malik Monk.
I'd rather you say PJ Washington than Malik Monk.
Oh, he's trash.
Exactly.
Nah,
So
man.
I mean, you prove
No,
my
I don't
point.
know.
That's
I
it.
don't know.
His best draft pick
I really don't.
dude out of Kansas.
Who? Oh,
Devontae Graham. It's probably his
yeah.
best draft pick.
I don't know.
That's not saying much.
Before Melo.
That's a good question, Q. That's a really good question.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kimber,
Kimber.
yeah.
I was gonna say Kimber.
Cardiac.
Yeah,
could have had.
That's it though.
Kimber.
Did he draft Kimber?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
Michael Jordan could have had Damian Lillard though.
So hold on. So this was before I let Rap answer this question. Sean Gurdon said, "Go back and look at y'all need to go back and look at the draft cast." Okay,
it was trash.
But hold on. Jordan could have had Tyson Chandler, which had a better career than Kwame. He could have had Paul Gasol, Jason Richardson, Joe Johnson, Richard Jefferson, Zach Randolph. So he could have done a little bit. Tony Parker, Jamal Tinsley, Gilbert Arenas. So yeah, he could have done a little bit better
but
than
that whole class is trash, though.
No, the class was trash by itself, but to make it seem like Kwame Brown was like he's the best of the worst, so we might as well pick him type of thing.
Could they have looked at Kwame as a project from the standpoint didn't know they was gonna get, maybe turn him into something? I mean, I don't know.
And at that time in the NBA, we got to realize too, NBA was a big man's league at that time. That's part of the reason why they went and got Kwame.
Nah, they was
a big man's league.
They were supposed to have been drafting him to trade him.
Yeah, but it didn't go through. Yeah. Jordan wanted to trade him, but it didn't work out.
Who they want? They want Elton Brand.
Elton Brand.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be drafting him to trade him to get Elton Brand.
Hold on, real quick. This is Miguel. This is Miguel Mart's comment. He said it's Kimba. Y'all cut the mic. So who's better, Kimba or LaMelo Ball?
Well, we can't say that right now.
I can't.
I want to say LaMelo, but that would be disrespectful to
I'm rolling.
saying you can't.
I'm a roll with Charlotte Kimber. Charlotte Kimber was a killer.
Yeah, he was a bad boy. That's why I say not right now with LaMelo. He's getting there, but
Charlotte
Kimber.
Hey,
when Kimber was in Charlotte, did he see the playoffs?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
He did. He was a killer. He was a killer.
Yeah, I know he was. I mean, I wouldn't say Ball is better than him yet
That's
I
what I'm
am.
They
saying.
beat the Heat
because
But he
we
will
don't
be,
Slow
know.
James.
down, Q.
He will be.
Slow down, man.
I am.
I would. Oh no, he didn't have a team
Because
like that.
Melo had them on the brink of the playoffs in his rookie season, and if he didn't break his wrist or fracture his wrist, who's to say they
Facts.
didn't get to the
Hey,
I
wait,
finals?
wait,
agree
sec.
with
Hey,
that.
The East
Q.
is trash.
Q.
I'm not.
Let's.
No, but the East was
That whole
trash when
Hey,
team got
Killer was
hurt.
there too.
hey, wait a second, Q. Because if they wouldn't have redone it to have the play-in game, they wouldn't nowhere near the playoffs.
When LaMelo Ball got injured, the Charlotte
They were,
Hornets were in the sixth seed.
Six
Absolutely.
Hey,
seed, yeah.
They
hey,
were in the
I
sixth
Absolutely.
think they
seed.
went to fifth seed.
it wasn't just
but
Melo.
wait a second
Because
though.
Gordon
But
Hayward's
what?
been out half the year too.
But that's not saying that they would have kept winning if he
Oh yeah,
if
they
he
was gonna
didn't
keep
get
winning.
hurt. We
I'm
don't
I'm
know
I'm,
that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because B Legend just said it. The East is trash. So
Hey,
I,
listen. He had his chance to get in the playoffs, and he played bad.
he did. He did. He stunk up the joint. He had
No,
19
they
points.
all play bad.
He shot.
They
He
all
shot very
play
poorly.
bad.
But the point is he got in there
They
as a
played
rookie.
horrible.
Where was Kimba at as a rookie with Charlotte on Beyond the Game?
Chill, bro.
That was a Bobcats.
But hey, Ralph, man, what's your thoughts on the whole Kwame Brown situation?
Okay.
Ralph. Go ahead, Ralph. I'm sorry.
Don't do me like that, legend. But now, honestly, initially I was a little bit thrown off from the whole situation, but the more he talked, the more I was in agreement with what he was saying, man. I mean, you look
Boy,
at you look at an 18-year-old kid who was able to make millions of dollars, able to buy his mama a house, able to set himself up, his family up to have a better life, a better future. Of course, like Ike said, he wasn't a bust. He did underachieve. I mean, facts are facts. 6 points, like 5 rebounds for a career. I mean, that's not top numbers, but and for a number one pick, the expectations are a lot higher than some of the lower picks. So that's why I feel like a lot of people have called him a bust. But I feel like bust is such a strong word. Like Jalen Rose said, he took that out of his vocabulary. So I'll say he underachieved, but the thing that really pissed me off more than anything was the whole Charlemagne, the guy like taking his chance to like slander his name and his family's name. Like that was just flat out disrespectful to me. I didn't like that at all, and that's why
Hater shit.
I wasn't mad at Kwame for going back at him with the whole rape allegation. You know what I'm saying? As you know, Charlemagne was caught up in a situation where he was with a younger girl and he did some things. We don't know what really happened, but we know what was said. And
Nasty motherfucker.
That's why Charlemagne apologized.
exactly.
He didn't want
So
no more of that
Apologize.
talk
Right.
coming
exactly.
back
That's
up.
why he
Exactly.
apologized.
So I just didn't like that. And, you know what I'm saying? Like Kwame's been saying, man, as black men, you know what I'm saying? The worst thing we can do is tear down another black man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's doing something good in life. Like everybody wants to set expectations of how somebody else's life is supposed to be or what they consider success. But you know what I'm saying? For me, Kwame was successful. Sure, I would love to have millions of dollars and be able to buy my mama a house and be able to be good for the rest of my life and not have to depend on nobody else for anything. So, you know, it's so many layers to this situation, bro. Like I respect Kwame. If he starts a podcast, I'll be listening. Every time he posts something on Instagram or something comes up on YouTube, I'm watching it. I'm listening to it. I'm laughing. I'm giggling. I want the shirts, like Andrew said. I want the mama seasoning. You ain't gonna talk to my mama's son like that. And I love it all, man. Like shout out to Kwame Brown, man. But as you know what I'm saying, as black men, and I feel like we got a major platform here. And I'm gonna try myself to not be so disrespectful to some of these athletes, some of these things that we talk about. Because sometimes we do have to watch our words and how we talk about people when they in a position that we not in. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say about that one. So many
Hey,
layers to that
Hey,
situation.
let me ask
that's
you
why I don't.
a question, Q. Did do you, all y'all do y'all think that Kwame made more money than Matt Barnes and
I think
Steve
so.
Oh, I
No,
think.
no, no,
I
no,
think
no.
so.
Matter of fact, why y'all answer that? I'm gonna tell you
Not
Not
that.
just
Jackson.
that,
He didn't.
Not Steven Jackson. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think so, James?
and not
I don't think
Gilbert.
he did for with
No.
Matt
Not
Barnes
Gilbert.
either.
No, he didn't
Not
touch
Gilbert.
Gilbert. He didn't
No, not
touch Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Gilbert
From
got that
Matt
$100
Barnes to
million.
Steven
Barnes,
Jackson.
maybe.
I don't think he did. I don't think he made more money than Barnes either.
Barnes played a long career too,
Well,
so
But
now
he
did
Barnes
he?
got
got that fat LA
yeah,
contract, didn't he?
I
yeah.
mean, now wait a minute. Let's stop. Now this dude was in the league for what? How many years? 10 years?
Yeah.
12 years.
12.
12 years, and
13.
now he came in as a number one pick, And y'all don't think he made more money than Jackson or Barkley? Neither one of them two, they wasn't.
That's a good question. I didn't even look that up. That's a really good
I want
question,
to look
Larry.
that
Jackson was
That's a good
undrafted.
question.
Yeah, because
I think
Nah,
Jackson's Pacers
Jackson was the
contract started
second
making
to
him Kwame got his
last.
whole year.
Yeah,
Jackson was second to
that's
last
a really
draft
good
pick.
question.
Yeah, I mean, because that's
Hey,
the other thing. That's the other thing. I'll be saying, I'll be like, wait, man, I don't know how y'all gonna be talking crazy about me. I'm
Exactly.
one of y'all.
hey, Ralph.
Exactly.
Hey,
What?
Ralph.
Matt
What?
Barnes.
While Q's looking this up, I agree with you. Trying not to like talk down on people.
Yeah, bro.
I try not to talk down on people. I just talk down on teams
Yeah, I
like
feel you.
like the Eagles,
Yeah, I feel you.
the Cowboys. Like I talk down on teams like that.
I
But
definitely agree with the
As
Cowboys.
you should. As you
Oh
should.
man, I had an itch on my face.
Broncos, all that. I agree.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, let us get that boy. It's a wrap. That's all I got to say.
Well,
We get that boy.
I told
It's a
you,
wrap.
Ralph. I gave you my word, Ralph. I'm gonna root for my guy, but I ain't rooting for the Broncos.
What y'all think? I know we still talking about Kwame.
Teddy
What y'all think?
Bridgewater's your guy?
No. Don't do that, Daniel. Don't do that. I'm talking about A-Rod. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Come on, D.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I ain't got no faith in Teddy.
I
Him
was about
my
to say,
Drew
I'm
Lock.
confused. I'm
All
confused
right, so
now.
here we go. I got it. So Steven Jackson career earnings was he played 14 seasons. His career earnings was 68.6 million. Kwame Brown, of course, played 12 seasons. His was 64 million, and Matt Barnes was 35 million.
Yeah, Matt.
Ooh,
That's why he
Becky
keep
with the
talking about
good
Becky with the
hair.
good hair. That's why he keep going down. Like you ain't do nothing.
But that's what he told him. He said, I don't even know why I'm arguing with you. He said, I
Right.
can see if you was a hell of a player. He said, you
Yeah.
average 7, 8 points just like me.
Man, but before we go on to this is my take on the whole Kwame Brown situation, man. Like Ralph said, we got to stop being disrespectful, but I can't help it. I'm just a disrespectful type of dude.
Yeah.
But like when we talk about somebody being a scrub, we talk about it from a professional standpoint as opposed to like comparing them to their peers, because we all know the 15th dude on anybody's bench can go in any gym and give anybody buckets and won't nobody do nothing.
Absolutely.
Can't nobody do nothing about it.
Absolutely.
So when we say somebody's horrible, trash, or scrub, it's compared to their peers. But the whole Kwame Brown situation, I'm gonna agree with Drew, and I think Daniel hinted on this and Ike as well, is that it started off as him getting his shit off against everybody, but then it kind of turned into him just like picking battles now all of a sudden. And then I don't know if it's like, okay, are you clout chasing now, or are you really still trying to address everything everybody has said about you in the past? Because it's like, okay, you came out, you got Steven Jackson, you got Stephen A, you got Skip Bayless, you had
Rachel Nichols, Jamel Hill.
Jamel Hill. So I get it. If you want to get all these people all at one fell swoop, okay, do your thing, get it off. But now it's like he's waiting for somebody to say something so he can respond back to him. And then the whole Charlemagne thing. This is my take on this. And black people, we gotta decide what we're gonna do, right? Like y'all just said, the media puts black people against other black people by tearing them down, right? Regardless of what you do. But then we criticize Charlemagne for apologizing and trying to do the right thing. So we gotta figure out, are we going to accept like the black man apologizing to another black man, or do we want to continue to have these two dudes going back and forth and tearing each other down?
Not to cut you off, Q. The one thing I'm going to say is if it is genuine, not because you don't want him to keep talking about something that happened in your past. But that's all I'll say.
No, that's right. But see, that's the thing. It's like, okay, I threw a shot at you. Now you threw a shot back at me. Right. You know what, bro? Instead of us going back and forth, you know what? My bad. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that, dog.
But I don't think that's how it went. I think it was more of Charlemagne was trying to save his face.
Absolutely.
I don't think it was genuine at all.
It wasn't a real apology, bro.
He don't want Kwame bringing up that rape stuff no more.
It's out there now, though.
I know, but he don't want. He wants it to stop.
The longer it goes,
he wants it off the headlines.
He's like, I'm still trying to get my check up, man.
Absolutely.
But like Kwame said, he said, I'm good. He was like, I don't have to worry about nobody telling me what to do. He said, and y'all, y'all ass kissers. He said, I don't know about you, but I don't like how ass tastes.
Yeah.
Kwame for president, man.
Kwame for president.
That was the only part about it that I didn't agree with.
What's that? Oh,
See,
okay.
Don't you start your shit.
Hey, man, see, man, you
He
just
said,
That's
I
that's
know.
how y'all Buck fans do it.
Hey, that's how we win the Super. That's why
That's
we
how we
win the
win in the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl,
man.
man.
Hey, Legend.
Man,
You see Q didn't disagree?
I ain't disagreeing with him. Hey,
He didn't disagree.
I don't know if it's a Bucks thing or a light skin thing, bro. But I ain't
Hey,
ready.
hey, Q. Now wait a minute. Now
Ralph,
I don't know about you and
you
no
want your
tail,
beard to
Q.
look better, Ralph?
I do, bro.
Oh, no, I had to cut that thing off.
Look at Big's face.
Hershey's chocolate, man.
Excuse me.
I said they like that Hershey's chocolate, man.
Oh, I thought you was co-signing D. I was
Nah.
Oh,
I'm,
Hey,
man.
but hold on,
I'm
though.
in the middle.
Man, we ready to get on something totally
Yeah, I'm
different.
about to say, bro, change the whole show
Hey,
around.
We've already turned it. He said, she said.
that's
We
what I was
might
going to
go
say.
somewhere
We need to
different.
save that for he said, she
We
said.
might go somewhere different.
Drew. Hey, Drew. Sorry about that, man. We kind of got out time. Sorry.
Man.
Hey, Q,
Yeah.
we got more topics.
Yeah. We gonna keep this
Okay.
thing going
I want
along,
to ask
man.
about the Julio, man. I want to ask
Oh
how
man,
y'all feel
we
about
got some
Julio.
more coming up. We're gonna talk about the NBA's next big star. Last year's playoffs, people got introduced. If you didn't already know who it was Bam Adebayo, which he was a main component in getting the Heat to the NBA Finals last season in the playoffs. He averaged 17, 10, and 4 assists. So I asked the fellas today, who do y'all see as having a breakout playoff performance and becoming the NBA's next star? All right, go ahead.
Well, people, I'm gonna say, I think they already are stars, but it's their debuts. So Devin Booker, Trey Young, but hey, I also like that kid Brooks, man.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Memphis, man.
Not only because of his scoring, but that defense, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
That boy plays both sides of the ball, man.
Mhm.
Hey, he's nice. He's starting to become a star, man. And I think this playoffs is gonna show. But let's see if he can do it when Mitchell plays.
Yeah, which he's supposed to play in game 2. He came out and said, well, the Utah Jazz said he's coming out and playing in game 2. But Drew, man, who do you see as being a breakout star in these playoffs?
Man, I think he's already a star, but like you said, it just kind of elevates it to the next status. Mr. Ice Trey Young, Mr. Ice Cold with the game winner in the Garden. Mr. It's quiet as fucking here.
I liked it. I like that. I like that, man.
I
Look at
love
me,
it.
legend.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, we can't forget about Porter Jr. either.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Daniel's guy Jamal Murray went down, and Michael Porter Jr. He stepped up. So we can't forget about him. But B Legend, before we get you on out of here, man, breakout star in this year's playoffs. Who you thinking?
I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm staying with Memphis, man. I like Brooks, man. I mean, that dude's defense is tough. They put that dude on, the best dude on the team. So I think you got a point. We're gonna see what he does with Donovan. Because I'm gonna tell you, if they dib Donovan, Utah got a problem. They got a problem, but they should win it all. But I like Ja, man. I like Ja.
That's all I
mean,
do
That's what I
too.
was
Ja,
I
saying.
do too, bro.
Ja, just watching his game. I
Yes.
mean, he's got that floater to a T, and because he's got all that speed, he can get in the lane at any time. And if he can make that shot like that consistently, you can't stop him. Now he can't shoot threes worth of crap, but he got the ability to put some numbers on the board, man. Like I said, you get that teardrop, they can't stop it, man. They can't stop it. Golden
That's
State
what he
couldn't
was
do
doing
nothing
all
with it.
against Golden State the other night. He kept teardropping them to
Golden State
death.
couldn't do nothing.
Especially at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Golden
was
State couldn't do
teardropping them to
nothing.
death.
Yeah.
And let's see, what did he have the other night? He had 26 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and helping them beat the Utah Jazz 112-109. That's who my pick was going to be, Ja Morant. Like, we know who these people are, but I think like the casual NBA fan doesn't know who these guys are.
Absolutely.
So like the Trey
Right.
Young, if you don't live outside of Lexington, you kind of not really familiar with Devin Booker too much for real.
That was my choice.
Ja Morant was going to be my choice as far as being the breakout star. Ralph said he was going with Ja Morant. Daniel, who you got?
No, I'm gonna go with Devin Booker, man.
Devin Booker. Okay.
And the reason why is because I think in order for the
Is he what
Suns
you
to beat, in order for the Suns to beat the Lakers, I think he'll have to average 30.
gonna happen?
I don't know about that. Good luck with that.
Everybody else gonna have to beat the Lakers. Brooklyn's not gonna beat them.
He's gonna average 30.
Daniel, who's your breakout star?
It's tough to go against Ja. I ain't going with Dylan Brooks. Ever since Dylan Brooks is in Oregon, I got that beef with him. So I ain't going with Dylan Brooks. He's all right though. I don't think he'll be a star either. I think he'll be a really good role player. I think he might end up being an all-star. I don't think he'll ever be a star. He might be like an Eddie Jones or something. So I probably will go with Ja. I don't like how Ja shoots. But I'm still gonna roll with my guy though, Zion Williamson.
What?
Oh, he ain't in the playoffs.
He ain't gotta be in the playoffs.
What?
Oh, you talking about during
the playoffs? Yeah.
This guy.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
I think Zion's
Take
gonna
that
be
Duke shirt off, man.
I think Zion's gonna be a bust.
What's that? Like championship? Oh, okay, I was just making sure.
I think Zion's not gonna be what you think he's gonna be. But that's just
Zion's already not a bust.
I know, but I don't think he's gonna be what y'all think he's gonna be.
Worst case scenario, he'll be Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that'd be about right. His big ass gonna blow something out.
Pause.
Gonna blow a tire with his fat ass.
Oh man, Tim Tebow's been in the news here for the past month about him joining the Jacksonville Jaguars. And former college coach Urban Myers is the head coach of that squad. So Tim Tebow entitlement. Ike, man, give us your thoughts on Tim Tebow signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ike mad.
It was all
with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was all to sell tickets.
Yeah.
You see in the
his jersey's been selling too.
His jersey hit #1 in less than 24 hours after he signed. It's all for sales, man. The man ain't played in over 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like he's gonna come out, especially in a new position, and actually be out there doing something. It's all for sales. And Urban Myers is the ex-coach. He bring him in. He's another person that could talk to Trevor Lawrence and try to keep him on the straight and narrow path or whatever. But
praise God.
Yeah, but look, he's in the league. It's funny to me, but he ain't gonna do nothing.
Get that money, Tebow. Get that money,
to me,
Tebow.
Man. Like I said, it was just a franchise thing to sell tickets, bro. Because is Tebow really gonna contribute anything? Is he gonna do? What can he do, bro? And I think I seen a stat somewhere. It was like the last time Tebow played in the NFL, Trevor Lawrence was 8 years old. Like, just think about that. His starting quarterback was a little kid when he last played in the NFL. So I think it was just Urban Meyer looking out for his homeboy, be like, "Here, man, I give you this tryout." And even some of his coaches on his coaching staff have levied against it and don't like Tebow coming to try out for whatever position he's trying to play. So, man, it's I don't know, bro. That whole situation is just all over the place.
There is something he can do for the team though.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
He can lead in prayer before
lead the prayer
come
group
out of the locker room.
That's about. Let's see. How can he sell tickets if he don't make the team? But that's the thing. They're gonna find a way to have him on that squad somehow, some way. They're gonna have. He signed a 1-year non-guaranteed contract, but they're gonna find a way to get that boy on that squad. But Drew, what's your thoughts on the whole signing?
For real, it's bullshit. Just being all the way real about it. He's taking away a spot from a young player. He's probably putting some player over in a Canadian Football League. Ike's right. It is nothing more than a gimmick grab. It is to sell tickets. He will find a way onto that football team. I don't care if he's a fucking fullback. Excuse my language. Sorry, I'm trying to clean that up. But yeah, you can't make one good reason besides merchandise and tickets. They got anything to do with that team, man. if this was 10 years ago when he was still in the league and he was going to switch over to be tight end, okay, cool. I'm going to give him a shot. We'll see where it goes. Man, we talking about 8, 9 years. How long has it been since he played? 8, 9 years?
8, 9 years, yeah.
8, 9 years since he stepped foot on an NFL field. Come on, man.
As another Drew, come on, man. but yeah, man, like you said, Drew, what's he gonna do? Like, how can he contribute? Like, I get it, and like you said, it's bullshit because he's taking a roster spot from somebody who could really like contribute or really help the team out, whether it be a rotational player or whatever the case may be. Now you got Tebow on there just taking the spot to hold a clipboard. But anyways, be legend, man. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, as I told y'all earlier, I mean, to me, it's just I think it's just bigger. Everything you all are saying is right. As I told you earlier, I mean, it's just an entitlement. I mean, you know how many guys are out here busting their tails trying to get on the team? This dude ain't played 8 or 9 years. And because Urban Meyer became a coach, he picked up the phone and called Urban, and now he's in. That's how we do things. Bigger picture, man. Entitlement. It happens in all sports. It happens in real world. It happens in jobs. It happens in everything. It doesn't matter. It ain't got nothing about his skill set. It can't be a skill set. He never played tight end. He ain't run no routes. He never played tight end. So what's the skill set? How did he make a team? You've got guys out there that play their whole career as a tight end, right? And they out here trying to figure out, how they gonna eat their next meal.
Yep.
They just gave Tim Tebow. And again, listen, I ain't against Tim Tebow. I mean, hey man, use what you got, I guess. But I just think it's disappointing when you see these guys working their tails off, sweat, working 2-3 times a day, trying to get. Did you see Tim Tebow out here trying to improve his 40 time? No. Tim Tebow at the combine? No. Did you see Tim Tebow doing all the stuff that these other guys are doing? Absolutely not. He only got in there in entitlement. That's the thing that pisses me off. Entitlement. In the workplace, entitlement.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Tim Tebow's 40 is probably about 4'8", 4'9".
I mean, that probably is true. But because he's Tim Tebow, he gets the position.
He's gonna get his shot.
And then from the flip side of that, being inside of a locker room, come on, man, how you think the players feel about that?
I think some of the players have already came out and voiced their displeasure about the whole Tim Tebow situation, just for the same reason everybody has stated, which is you got these guys, undrafted free agents coming out of college, free agents in general trying to get a job, and they, like you said, they busting their ass, and then Tim Tebow just gets one just because of who he knows.
Yeah,
so
I mean, so at the end of the day, you Tim Tebow, you being this God-fearing man, you being this self-centered dude, this guy that's supposedly just about all these good things. Then I would look at Tim Tebow in his face and say, "How would you take somebody else's spot that's out here that's deserving of that?"
Hey man,
I
I look at it like that. I don't think he's gonna make it as the tight end. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is gonna make it as the QB, and I don't think Urban Meyer's gonna make it as an NFL coach.
All in one fell swoop.
That whole team is just, except that they're gonna have 2 good running backs.
Yeah, they don't have that.
So before I was gonna say, hold on, Daniel.
Go ahead.
It just came across that Jordan Clarkson won the 6th Man of the Year award. But go ahead, Daniel.
My dog. All right. But yeah, no, like I agree with everything y'all saying, but at the same point, we don't know if Tim Tebow really wants to play football again. So if he really wants to play, I don't think it's selfish of him. I can't help, just like LeBron. We just saw Dennis Schroeder miss 2 weeks of basketball. LeBron went to his little tequila thing and he played in the playing game. It's who you are.
It's who you are.
Tim Tebow. He played in Florida. He won on a national championship, lost on a national championship. He is Florida. It's Urban Meyer, his coach. And honestly, I don't think he'll do much more than run a bunch of 1-yard touchdowns in. But I mean, I think he can run 1-yard touchdowns in. I mean, the man is about 240, 250. Yeah. And also from the standpoint of having a young team, nobody's going to work harder in the locker room than Tim Tebow. You know what I'm saying? As far as putting the work in, he definitely gonna do it. He just can't play quarterback. He should have done this 10 years ago. That's what makes it look bad. He should have switched to fullback or tight end 10 years ago. I definitely think he makes the team. You can carry 3 tight ends. You can carry 2 fullbacks. He'd be one of those 2, and I think he'll be fine. I don't know about Urban Meyer. I think they had a good draft. I don't know if Urban Meyer has the sense of urgency that you need in the NFL. I think he is a good coach. I think he'll do better than Chip Kelly. Put it to you like that. I think he'll be better than Chip Kelly.
So Daniel, you know,
That's not hard.
you play ball or whatever. So
Yeah.
here's a question to you: if that was you and it came down between you and Tim Tebow, would you be saying that? Would you be talking that same noise, saying, "Well, that's Tebow, and he's from Florida, he's this and he's that"?
But see, that's not the thing. I can't. Politics is part of everything. I mean, if I was Julius Randle and they suspended me for 2 or 3 games in the playoffs, but they didn't do it to LeBron, he's entitled to say that too. Schroeder can say, I mean, he ain't a star, but I just missed 2 weeks of the NBA and LeBron came right in and played, but he ain't gonna say that. They on the same team,
Yeah.
and he needs LeBron to win. So
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but that's just part of politics. And hopefully, I'm good enough to where I ain't coming down to the last man on the roster anyway. If I'm fresh out of college and he's 32 years old,
Man,
Yeah.
so speaking of it, y'all both have hinted on it, that Drew got on his ugly Eagles hat and he got on a horrible Louisville shirt, but that's neither here nor there. Y'all both hinted on it a little bit about the NBA suspending other players for the same thing that LeBron just did, which he attended some promotional event with Drake and a couple of other celebrities. So, all right, man, did the NBA give LeBron a pass after breaking COVID protocol?
Oh, for sure. There was no way they was gonna suspend him. No way at all. He could have went and got some wings at the strip club and
Yeah.
was nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's because nobody wants to see a Lakers team without LeBron in the playoffs.
they wouldn't even have made it.
Nah.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
Nah, because
Yeah,
they was already struggling to get the 7th seed. So, but I'm right there with you, Ike. Before I let Daniel cook, man, it was as simple. I think Daniel made the post, and I was like, the NBA's not stupid. Like, they know who their cash cow is. Like, like you said, LeBron could have been up in Magic City with Lemon Pepper Lou.
He could have been like, yeah.
You know what I'm
The VIP rule.
The thing is, though, it ain't just LeBron. If it would have been Kevin Durant, or
yep.
Steph
Nah, for
Curry,
sure.
none of them was. It wouldn't have. If it
Look.
was Michael Jordan back in the day,
You didn't
he's
see
not
James
getting
Harden miss
suspended,
no
bro.
games. James Harden didn't miss no games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of the no star. They're not gonna suspend no star.
No.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Not for something that they can find some kind of loophole and get around it, which I think they did. Because, like you said, they know that people come to watch the KD, the Steph, the LeBron, the James Harden, the Dame Lillard. Like, these guys, they can pretty much do whatever they want. They ain't gonna say nothing to them. They're gonna find the excuse to let them play. But B, what's your thoughts on it, man? About did the NBA give LeBron a pass?
It was the same thing. Everybody knows can't do nothing with it. They would have put LeBron out. All that would have broken. You gotta have that dude in there. You gotta have all those stars in there. It's about money, man.
Yeah.
It's about money, man. And the NBA lost a lot of money over the last year. They're gonna get that bird in. It's so funny. They came back, like Shannon Sharp said today. Yeah, it was an event. It was outside, and you either had to come. You had to come with your vaccination cards and everything. So it wasn't no big deal. But I'm sure some of those other events that those guys went to, they probably had vaccination cards too. But because they wasn't LeBron and none of these other big dudes, they hold them accountable. It's all about money, man.
There's a difference in the NFL and the NBA because the NFL will suspend their stars.
They don't
The
care.
NBA don't.
Fuck.
The slave man.
The NFL
slave
be
masters.
like, we don't care. You're suspended.
That's right.
Boy, didn't I tell you to go out there? Get your ass to the yard.
they do not care, bro. And that's the thing. And that's because the NBA is so terrified of ratings and losing ratings. The NFL, they're like, bro, we don't care. We got this machine going so bad, like we don't care about one of our stars not playing with the NBA. As they actually just released a statement, it just came across my phone about why LeBron James didn't get suspended. I haven't read it yet, but they just put out a statement as to why he didn't get suspended for.
I can tell you why.
COVID protocol. Go ahead, Drew.
So the reason they not, oh damn, I'm about ran a red light. The reason they not suspending him is they saying that everybody that attended the event had to show proof of vaccination or proof of negative tests within the past 48 hours. So that's why they're giving him a pass, is what they're going with. When we all know the real reason.
Yeah,
I call it the LeBron effect because ESPN and the NBA made sure that right after they gave LeBron a pass, that they said, "Oh well, if you have your vaccination card, now y'all don't have to wear y'all mask at the game." Literally, as soon as the news broke, just to try to save face.
It's all a ploy, man.
It's
Last
about
topic of
money.
the day is Mr. Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons, which is B Legend Squad, has placed his displeasure with the Atlanta Falcons. So, will we see Julio Jones in another uniform before the NFL season? And who do you think will trade for him? Go ahead, Ike.
Oh, I definitely think he's going to another team. Now, I did see earlier where he said he wants to go to a team because another team where he can win. So there's a lot of teams that people been saying that I don't think he would even think about it because he's not gonna go and be a contender that year.
Which is the
Now,
Eagles.
yeah, it'd be dumb to go there or to go to the Cowboys.
That's another dumb move.
It'd be dumb.
Broncos.
It'd be dumb to go to the Patriots because they're not
They ain't got a
gonna
quarterback.
win.
Have a quarterback, yeah.
Now, if he was Cleveland is a good one, I think. I think Baltimore is a good choice. And the Green Bay Packers. I mean, I think if Green Bay gets him, Aaron Rodgers is now saying, "Hey, I can have Devontae on this side and Julio on this side." So I think that's the smartest move would be Green Bay.
Hey, I no, we're not gonna speak that up. We're not gonna talk at evil, bro. We're not gonna talk.
Oh, it don't matter. We still gonna shut them down.
We don't talk about that evil, man. Look at B's face. But those are Baltimore, Cleveland, and Green Bay are great choices. But then you would have to think about you ain't got to answer this right now of the type of players or what could you possibly give up to get Julio? Because if he goes to Cleveland, one of them receivers got to go, either Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham.
No. You put Landry in the slot. But I also say Atlanta said the only way they are trading is they need a first round pick. So a team has to be ready to come up a first round pick for a 32-year-old who's been hurt a lot.
Hey, Philly said that about Wentz too.
Yeah, y'all forgot about two teams, man.
Who?
Philly said they wanted a first rounder for Wentz.
You forgot
The
about
Colts is a good thing too.
You forgot about
Good
the
team.
Colts?
Nah, man. They got Wentz throwing the ball.
What about the Arizona Cardinals?
Ooh,
with AJ Green and D Hop.
D Hop said he would restructure his contract to get Julio there.
Man, y'all keep forgetting about one team, man.
Who's that team, B?
Kansas City, man.
Ah, man, shit. He ain't going no damn Kansas City ain't got enough money.
Facts.
All these teams, they got no money. What are you talking about? They all can restrict the deals. Just like, wait a minute, you think the Cardinals got enough money? They ain't got money.
He just said D Hop was
said
he'll
restructure his whole contract.
You think they wouldn't restructure deals in Kansas City too? I'm not saying he's going there. I'm just saying they can do the same thing.
He ain't going there, man. They don't want. They ain't.
You know somebody who needs him? Russell Wilson and Seattle Seahawks. That's
Baltimore.
who needs him.
Oh yeah. Oh, put him next to.
Yeah, but you go to Seattle. Yeah, the offense would be great. But that defense is still playing bad.
Hey, man. Hey.
He's trying to go. He said he's trying to go somewhere where they a contender right now.
I like Green Bay. I think that's
Green Bay.
Green Bay
Seriously,
Kansas City sounds good to me.
I bet they do.
If he goes to Green Bay, that'll keep Aaron Rodgers happy. They'll still lose to us in the NFC Championship game, but
you're only gonna have them for 8 games anyway. So
if that, Daniel, if that,
then I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead.
Then Rodgers is gonna do the same thing he always does. Choke
as usual, because he can't. He's the equivalent to Paul George in the NBA.
Hey, I'm gonna start calling him Pandemic A.
Pandemic Rogers. Pandemic Rogers.
Boy, y'all some disrespectful in that. Woo, disrespect. I ain't gonna talk about my son like that.
Pandemic Rogers. But
That
hey,
man got
Daniel.
a chip.
SB Legend's son.
Hey, Daniel, man. What
Yeah.
do you think that Julio will get traded before the season, and who do you think he'll go to?
Me, like I said last season, me and my boys said they was gonna trade Julio because they just don't need him at this point. And now they really don't need him. Now they got they're gonna trade their Hurst, right? I guess they're gonna try to trade Hurst. I'm not for sure.
I
But I
just
mean
hear
they got
yeah.
they got Ridley, so I mean they really don't need him. They're not in the contention for anything. I think before the season, we got a lot of off season left. So yeah, maybe so. I like the Colts to go all out for him. I like the Patriots to try to go all out for him. I just don't think he'll want to go to the Patriots. Patriots don't have a quarterback, and who wants to go somewhere where you can't have fun? Two, the Colts are a pretty good team, but I just don't know about Wentz. The Browns, for me, the problem with the Browns for me is, hell, they're gonna run the ball 40 times a game, so you ain't gonna get that many targets. That's the only thing about the Browns. Baltimore, I still don't trust Lamar Jackson. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
don't trust Lamar
What you
Jackson.
think about Green Bay and Kansas City?
Now Green Bay, he's back in the Pro Bowl. Back in the Pro Bowl for about 3 more years.
Going down there, Tampa Bay, put this
You
thing
know,
on.
we might
Put that
and
thing out. We're gonna put that thing out. Put it on.
you know how we do, man. Shit, we might sign them for some Usher dollars.
Too
Yeah,
much.
You know how we do. Everybody say we ain't got no money, but we come up with a way somehow. We might,
yeah,
come out of left field.
Gonna put that thing out on.
Hey, Ike, you hear this? Everybody trying to chase us. You hear this, Ike?
Hey, Legend,
Mm-hmm.
you say pull that thing out on Tampa.
Oh, I said just put it out on the league, man. I ain't worried about y'all.
Hey, yeah, well, nah, you said on y'all. You was talking about
On y'all, the league.
you was
I
talking
look
about
at the league, man. I'm looking at the league.
It don't
Y'all
matter
part of the
because
league.
Aaron Rodgers
It's Kansas City or Green Bay or the league.
Hey man,
That's it. Ain't nobody else.
Aaron Rodgers can't get past the NFC Championship game no more, man.
Bears, man.
That's
Chicago Bears.
I like him going to the Bears, man. I like that. I mean,
I bet you do.
man. Why would he want to go to one losing team to another losing team?
I agree with you. Hey, guess what? You don't get no
Playoffs,
argument from me.
They was in the playoffs, man.
They trash.
Hey, God.
At least they got it right, boy. If they would have drafted Mac Jones, let me tell you something. I would have burned every piece of thing I got in Chicago because that would have been the worst thing they could have ever did. At least they got the quarterback right, but they still.
Y'all would have had 2 Andy Daltons.
I mean, it's just. Just think about that for a second. You spent all that money to get Andy Dalton and then drafted a. It just don't make sense. That's why I can't root for them, man. I can't root for Chicago. They do stupid stuff. That's just dumb. Spend that money on somebody else. You get rid of Kyle Fuller, but you sign Andy Dalton and then you draft Justin Fields.
That sounds like a recipe for success to me.
Hey, it does to me. They got a backup plan now.
Go on with your foolishness.
Hey. Now you don't have to rely on another Mitchell Trubisky situation because they didn't have nobody to turn to.
See, talk to him, Daniel. He don't know, man.
They was stuck.
He ain't paying attention, man. But Drew, last topic, man. Before we get out of here, what's your thoughts on Julio? Do you think he'll be in a different uniform? Who you think he'll trade it to?
Don't you say
Yeah, he'll be in a different uniform. Who I hope he'll be in a different uniform is against his former team week 1.
Don't do it.
Philly. Where I think he'll be, man, best situation for him to be Baltimore, man. Get my guy Lamar a receiver, man.
Okay. Well, it seems like my bad. Go ahead, Ike.
Baltimore. They would give him Lamar Jackson 2 receivers because they got Sammy Watkins in the offseason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot they picked him up.
Which it wouldn't matter because Sammy Watkins can't stay healthy and Julio can't stay healthy.
Watkins is secondary.
They might play combined 9 games.
Right.
I was gonna give them, 6 or 7, Daniel, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Maybe a new environment can, rejuvenate their body. But for everybody who tuned in, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Ike, And Drew, appreciate y'all for kicking it with us. You know, got to
Appreciate
get y'all
y'all
on here more often. Be legend. You and this damn Green Bay and Kansas
My
City. We're gonna
dog.
get you off that train because you
Yes,
just
we're gonna get that chip next year. Both going to the Super Bowl.
he's talking about the Tostados chips that you dip in the dip
No,
and
I'm
whatever.
talking about that trophy, boy. I'm talking about that NFL trophy, that Lombardi trophy. We gonna either go to the Chiefs or we going to Green Bay. Well, no, I ain't gonna say Green Bay because A-Rod. I got to call my son. I got to figure out what he want to do.
Well, y'all can always come through in Tampa and look at it in the display case.
I
Y'all
got to
ain't
call
gonna see
my
it for a
son.
while. But anyway,
Hey,
He
man.
in
So
Hawaii right now.
before
He
you
in
get off
Hawaii
here, man.
with all these chicks, man. I got to find what my son want to do. He
Hey,
distracted right now.
go ahead, Ike.
Q. Before you get off here, man. We should have a barbecue in my crib, man, for Memorial Day, man. We're gonna sit back and watch the Super Bowl game. I got it. We're gonna
I'm out.
legend. I want
Uh,
we can matter of fact, we can watch the NFC Championship game and then the Super Bowl
And then the
game,
Super
and
Bowl game.
we can sit here and watch both your sons, get
yeah,
handled.
yeah. And we can keep the game, and I'll give you my.
I'm just getting a plate and I'm leaving. That's what I'm finna do.
Yep. And
Oh,
then
you
when
say Drew, you don't want no part of that?
when y'all go to halftime, I'm gonna be just like Drew. I'm gonna get my plate. I'm out.
How you doing,
Man.
Mama?
We ready to get on up out of here.
All right, you
Ike,
doing all
Drew,
right?
appreciate y'all for kicking it with us.
All right,
Everybody, you
thanks,
can always
fellas.
catch the show on all major podcast streaming platforms. You can also go check out the show on the YouTube channel, KY Beyond the Game. Drew, Ike, Mello,
Go
Be
clip.
Legend.
Go
We get ready
clip.
to get up out of here, man. Want
Go
you to treat
clip.
somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We had this thing, y'all.